Hi, I'm John Barber, Editor-in-Chief at IDW Publishing, and I'm here with...
Delilah S. Dawson.
And we're here to talk about Star Pig.
Star Pig!
So what can you tell us about Star Pig?
Oh my gosh. So Star Pig is about a girl who goes into space for space camp in like the late 21st century, and an unfortunate tragedy happens, and she's just about to die when she's swallowed by this giant pink thing, and it turns out it is a giant roaming space tardigrade who's also telepathic and can like change size and density.
So what's the world of Star Pig's a little different than most science fiction that I've heard of. Where does Earth fit in to the rest of space in this story?
Well, so I took my kids to a Fuddruckers last year for the first time. Anybody remembers Fuddruckers with that amazing thing of like you can pump all the fake nacho cheese you want, and there's just like kitschy junk on all the walls, and they're like, what is all this? And I was like, it's Americana. And I was thinking like, what if all of the aliens in space were totally obsessed with like 80s, 90s, aughts Earth culture? They collected all of our shtick. They're cloning Laika. They love Pogs, and they have like put a barrier around Earth as a protected, primitive, like media cultural preserve. And so that's kind of like the background of that, and what it would be like when the first human to make alien contact, everybody's like, oh my God, you're a human. What is a hot dog? So
you've worked in a lot of science fiction universes. You've worked in Star Wars, the Marvel Universe, probably some I'm forgetting. What was it like creating this whole universe yourself?
I mean, of course it draws on some influences. There's a little bit of like Rick and Morty Spaceport, there's a little bit of Firefly, kind of like meshed culture, but at the same time, I wanted to make it where Earth was kitschy but lovable, but not even part of, I mean, it's like a protected nature preserve, so the rest of the universe sees it as, you know, kind of a third party, look at what the funny monkeys are doing, we're here for it. It was really fun to just put in the stuff I loved from the 80s and the 90s and the aughts. The music, a little bit of the playful vocabulary, and like the awful catchphrases. So it's basically just a pastiche of all the things that I really love.
Did the like cultural nature preserve setting come first, and then you built the story around that, or did you have the idea for the story first and that kind of filled in?
So last year I was at a Weezer concert. And I was like, you know, when you're younger and you go to concerts, you're in the back row, in the grass, you can't afford any food, you might be able to like pool your money and buy a band shirt. But instead I was an adult, so I was like sitting in a nice chair up front under air conditioning, holding this giant fishbowl margarita full of Swedish fish. And I was like, I don't ever want to grow up, except I want to be a grown-up who never grows up. And that was kind of part of the genesis of it, was that idea of these days, it's our generation, like, everything we loved is back. Like, we've got the new Transformers, we've got the new My Little Ponies. Everything we love, we're bringing it back ourselves, adding to it. So definitely the setting of the kitsch in kind of a new way that was also space related really appealed to me. Is the playfulness of that time, but you know, through the eyes of you know, this teen who has a nostalgia for our time. Like when I was in 7th or 8th grade, I loved 50s music. And I would buy 50 music cassettes and listen to them. So the thought of, in these days, you know, a kid in like, you know, what, 2700 looking back and being like, oh my gosh, I love Weezer. I love that idea.